Hi, in this video, we will talk about biases and scoring errors of evaluation. Number 1. Halo effect. The teacher is letting general impression of student influence rating of future performances, also known as first impression last. Here, the teacher will disregard the quality of latest performances of the learner because he rely on his first impression or general impression. The possible sources of general impression may include the first encounter with the teacher and the learner, teacher's observation about the learner's action, choices, and interest. Another would be learner's family background and description of learner's previous teachers and other learners. So those things might contribute to the creation of general impression about the learner. Number 2, contamination effect. It is present when the judgment of the teacher is influenced by irrelevant knowledge about the student or other factors that have no bearing on performance level. So the teacher is influenced by irrelevant knowledge not related to the performance. One good example is halo effect or the general impression or first impression because it is not related to the present performance of the learner. Other factors might include delicadeza because the parent is a major donor in school and it might affect the relationship of the teacher and parents, or the teacher is afraid to the family of the learner. And this might also include physical appearance, race, gender preferences of the kid, even the pleasing personality of the learner, and even emotions. You might feel pity about the learner, or you might feel angry about the learner because he is very annoying. Number 3, contrast effect. This is true when the teacher is judging the students by comparing a student against other students instead of comparing students' performance to established criteria and standards. Here, the teacher are comparing learners like in a competition that the best performer will get the highest score, even if the performance of the learner is not deserving for the highest score. Number 4, similar to me effect. This is true when the teacher will favor those students whom he or she see as similar to himself or herself. Here, the teacher can relate to the current circumstances of the learner because he had similar experiences when he was still a student. For example, the teacher is a former working student. Then she has a working student who might encounter problems with school-related activities that might be given special exemptions. Number 5, rater drift. It occurs when the teacher is unintentionally redefining criteria and standards over time or across a series of scoring. This is like you add a new criteria after checking the first 5 essays. At first, you disregard the penmanship, but as you move along, you are considering penmanship. Or it could be that at the beginning, you are very strict, but as you move along, you tolerate certain mistakes without giving deductions. Number 6, leniency error. In this situation, the teacher has tendency to judge a performance better or lower than the grade it deserves. This happens when the teacher doesn't scrutinize the outputs thoroughly or the teacher is not paying attention to details. The teacher might give a uniform or similar grades to all who have successfully completed the outputs regardless of quality. Or it could be that the teacher assigned grades randomly. Number 7, Severity error. The teacher has the tendency to use low end of scale only. Most of the grades are low. I know you can identify your teachers who are fond of giving very low scores, even if you are exerting too much effort. But I won't ask you to mention them. Number 8, generosity error. The teacher uses high end of scale only. Most of the grades are high. So these are the teachers that we love the most. Number 9, central tendency error. The teacher has tendency to avoid both extremes of scales of the grades, neither very high grades nor very low grades. Most of the grades are in the middle scale. So those are the 9 common errors and biases in evaluation. That would be all. Thank you. Bye-bye.